everyone, welcome back, another wee video. Sitting on the floor as always, not really too sure why I do that. Also my hair is just, I'm just not only out of the shower, so my hair is soaking wet. I thought just slick it up. That won't do me any harm because it means I can't touch it. And that's a treat for everyone. So here I am with a wee cup of tea. I thought today I don't really want to film like weekday. I think it's like harder to film videos and stuff because I'm like, what is there, like I'm just really at college and stuff, so like I was like, what do I do? So I thought, you know what, this is a good wee opportunity just to sit, chill, have a wee chatty video, just sit, chat, have a wee chatty video, go pour yourself a cup of tea and come and sit and have a wee chat with me. That's what today's going to be. I'm really cold, I'm sitting here with a blanket, it's actually freezing. But yeah, how is everybody? I know times are a bit strange, so yeah, I thought a nice, what's that on that? Also, can we just talk about, not this ring here was on this hand. It's literally from Topshop and it's made my finger all green. So that's really cute. I don't wear it every day obviously, but the other day like I slept with I found myself like I had slept with it on. Like I forgot to take it off and then I had it all on the next day and I was like, this is gonna make my finger all green, isn't it? It did. Not this one, this one's really cute though, matching my earrings. Making my fingers all like this colour now, which is lovely. Really nice. Just got some, oh it's toothpaste. Silly me. But yeah, my hair's in a wee updo just to get it out of my face because it annoys me so much, and I think you can tell in the videos because I just sit and touch it all the time and it's so annoying. Do you know the thing was, I used to like wash my hair to like film a video and then there'd be no point because I'd literally touch it that much, I'd make it greasy, so. Oh, that's Bernie. Oh, Bernie. Oh, put that down. But yeah, I put on Instagram last night just saying I was going to do like a wee chatty video or whatever, so if anyone had, I didn't really want to do like a Q&A, I wanted to do more just like a wee, just a chit chat, sort of get a cup of tea, come sit with me. So yeah, whatever you're doing right now, go get a cup of tea, get yourself a wee snack, sit down, have a wee chat with me. So yeah, I've got like some things people wanted to sort of like discuss. Ow, just dropped the pen on me. And I just wrote some wee things down people were speaking about. Again, I'm not like going to be sitting reading questions or anything because I don't want to do that. So yeah, but I've got some exciting videos like planned, like really funny ones that I thought like that'll be like quite good like content, so I'm quite excited. Stay tuned. So do you like my gym set? It's a little bow and tea number. Shout out to Hannah, she got it for my birthday. It's super cute. Alright, so basically one that came up quite a lot that people wanted me to discuss was icks. Right, now if like YouTube, there's these videos are floating about everywhere just like speaking about like the ick and all that. Now, can I just say something? I'm not trying to if you're like a simp, but I don't get the ick. But that, I think it's just because like Stuart in my eyes, there's nothing Stuart can do to make me be like, like, do you know what I mean? And I'm also just not, I'm not really easily irritated by things. Myself, on the other hand, I can give myself the ick by doing simple daily activities that would not, if anyone else did it, I wouldn't bat an eyelid. When I do it, in my head I want to like cuddle up in a ball and just no, it's horrific. Like see things like, see when I was younger I used to do figure skating before I did dancing like properly, and I remember like I used to like, and like see the thought of me doing that, because you know what, I was having the time of my life. I was bad, like I wasn't great, like I wasn't great at all, but like see, just the thought of it, like me pure. And I used to do I used to train at like East Bride, and if you know the ice rink there, it's like open to the whole shopping centre, so like everybody could see you and I'd just be like cutting about, falling and all that. I get like really, like again, which is never something I'd be like, oh that's embarrassing, like obviously it's not, ice skating, it's like, that's a cool thing. But thinking about myself doing it, especially because I bet you I thought I was pure good when I was younger and I was just terrible, and it makes me feel ill. Like, imagine me just like, no. So like, no, I can't even imagine it anymore. Because that's the thing, it'd be different if I was actually good. Now, to be fair, I probably was quite decent because like I did it quite frequently. I bet you I thought I was pure amazing and I definitely was not. Long story short, we'll just cut that one off there. But yeah, so that, sorry, I've just went off topic, but yeah, I don't really get the ick like towards anyone, but I get it for myself. Yeah, but there's nothing, when it comes to like Stuart, there's nothing Stuart can do that can give me the ick. But I think that's just because like, I don't know. Anyways, I'm getting this everywhere. I think I spoke to Stuart about this before actually. I think he was the same. He was like, I don't really know if anything I could think of that can does like gives me the ick. So there you go. But the videos I watch of people doing them are really funny. Like people like reading other people's out. So like boys X towards girls and girls X towards boys, or girls X towards other girls, or boys X towards other boys, etc, etc. Yeah, it just, they make me laugh. They're really funny. Because some of them are so unreasonable. But like, they're just hilarious anyway. But like, yeah, you know what I mean. So that was that. But again, I can give myself the ick like that. Oh, like, as soon as I think of myself doing something that, oh no. No. So bad. Also, this background's not it. Like, I'm just oh, but like, the wee sunlight bit's quite cute there. See that? That's quite cute. I don't know why I keep sitting on the floor. As if there's nowhere else I could sit. I mean, I've got a small room, but come on, I don't need to sit on the floor. But this is where I proceed to sit every time. I'll try to sort that for the upcoming videos, because this is really just... I get a pillow and I just sit on the floor. I think it's because I like my lights there. Quite cute. I'll move that though, because that's kind of annoying me. That's better. Yeah, so sorry, that was probably a boring answer. I actually don't have like icks. I understand other people's, but I just personally don't get that, if that makes sense. But for myself, yes. Oh yeah, 100%. I get that for myself quite often. Anyways, right. So another thing that came up again, quite a lot of the ones that came, like, I've got here, like ones that came up quite a lot, so I wasn't just like ask again. I didn't want it to be like a pure like question thing. But one was saying like a lot of them were like lockdown life, how do you like balance it, like blah blah blah, etc etc etc. And so I didn't want this to I didn't want to pure talk about COVID. Like someone actually said like anything but COVID, and I was like, I can't agree more, because like we're hearing it on the news, you're hearing it off like I don't know, like people in your house will be speaking about it, like on the news, the radio, like everywhere. Do you know what I mean? Like I heard, like I've seen loads of people saying the exact same, like you hear it everywhere you go. But in terms of lockdown, how's that, but like a lot of it was like balancing things, because I think in lockdown I'm busy, like I'm never bored. Like see, even in the first lockdown, like I was never bored. There was very rarely a time where I thought like, oh, like I've got nothing to do. But again, that is just cause like I dance, so like I do like online like college, like I do like all my normal timetable, but just online, and then the same with like my normal training, and I do that online as well. So in terms of balancing things, what I've found, I've got a planner, so I'll show you. Actually, I've got it here, and it's really cute. I want to get one. Okay, I said express yourself. How nice. And it's got like the days and all that in it. So that's really helpful, because obviously I can look at that and see what I've got on that day. So definitely get a planner. I'll put it here. And I've seen lots of people getting like really cute planners, and it's like you can get them like personalised. I've seen one like Chinsey, I had one in her story, and it was like Chinsey's planner and all that, and like that's just so cute and like really personalised, and so you can get it to like match your room, all that, look really nice. I need to stop doing that, I'm really sorry. So that's definitely a good shout to kind of organise your life a bit if you're like feeling like you're needing a bit more order or whatever, because I'm a creature of habit. Like I like order and I like routine, so that definitely helps, having a planner, knowing what I'm doing each day, what time I'm doing it at, etc. Blah blah blah. Another thing was, see the night before, I think I mentioned this in maybe my first video, the night before, write a small to-do list. If there's things you know you need to get done, write them down. And again, what I said, like again, I'm just repeating myself from the first video, but write like small things. It could literally be making your bed, because see, when you write loads of these small things, you feel really like accomplished after you've done it. And it's just quite a nice feeling, like be able to tick it all off. So don't be writing like, I don't even know, like run 10k every day unless you're a runner. I mean, fair play. But for myself, writing things like that would be non-achievable, because I know I wouldn't be doing that. So I write things I know I'm capable of doing that day. Blah 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 blah. But I've also heard, like, one of my lecturers actually told me, I don't know if this is true or not, but like a to-do list should have no more than 5 things on it. Has anyone else heard this? I'm not sure if that's like a thing or not, but she was saying that she'd heard that a to-do list shouldn't have any more than that on it, which it kind of makes sense, because like having too much things on it then become quite overwhelming, and then it becomes more of like an anxious thing, looking at it like, oh my god, I can do this and this. So yeah, balance. So like if you know you've got a few like things you need to get done over a prolonged period, like a week, like spread it out. The things you need to get done quicker, obviously put them, like prioritise them, but like don't try to cram everything into one day, because again, you're less likely to get things done. It's just a bit more of a stressful experience. So like even if you do, like, instead of a daily to-do list, do a weekly one. So start it on a Sunday night, and then write everything down you need to get done, and then think, right, what day can I do that? Right, I can do that on a Monday at this time after this class. I can do this on like a Wednesday after uni. Like think about things like that, because that will definitely help, instead of like trying to cram things into one day, whatever, etc etc. But yeah, that's kind of how I balance it. So yeah, that's definitely how I balance it. I don't know if that was helpful in any way, shape or form, but yeah, that definitely helps. So that's so annoying, that literally cut out. Actually annoying. Anyways, but basically, I don't know where we got to, but I think it's about like, oh, like balancing lockdown life. Yeah, to-do list will be your best friend, because I'm really bad for procrastinating, and procrastinating's even worse when you're unaware of what other things you need to get done. So definitely to-do list will be very helpful for that. So another thing people were asking me, like wanting to discuss, like, no, like, can you discuss this please, was dance college. What is dance college like? What is it like during these circumstances? Advice, all that jazz. Right, so basically, I really recommend it. Like personally, if you want to take dance as a career, this is like a really great like kind of stepping stone. Yeah, like honestly, I've had like a great time, especially like when I was in first year, like when we were in the studios and whatever, like it was like, and you meet so many like new people. Like I've met like some forever friends that I know I'll be friends with like for such a long time through like dance college and stuff. But yeah, one thing I would definitely say is make sure it's what you want to do. It's quite like demanding of you if dance isn't what you want to do like as a career, if that makes sense. Like if you have another career choice in mind, I would maybe like obviously take the next step to maybe further that sort of career, rather than if dance isn't really what you want to do, because obviously it's very like physically demanding of you, and you need a lot of commitment and whatever. It's a lot of commitment and whatever. So I've definitely, but that's my advice, because people were asking for like advice, like how do you know what's the right thing. Like if you want to dance as a career, then definitely, if you go and then a few years later decide like, oh, this isn't really what I want to do, like that's totally fine. But like the initial going into it, I would definitely make sure like it's something that you want to do as a career, or it's something you want to do, something you're passionate about. Again, my advice would just be make sure you really enjoy it. It's like during lockdown, what it's like is basically my whole timetable is the exact same, but it's online, we've actually got like one extra day. Yeah, and it's just like a normal day for me. But obviously, like, what used to happen was, like, when we were in the studios, like, obviously you'd start in the morning and then you'd go home like late afternoon, but whereas now obviously we don't get lunch breaks or anything because like it's like one style a day. So basically, like, so say for example, like a Monday we used to, not Monday because we're off Mondays, so for example a Tuesday we used to have like classes like 9 a.m. through like 4 p.m. so that's like obviously a whole day, and then with like breaks in between, like lunch, blah blah blah, etc etc. Whereas now we don't have that. We have like one specific style a day, and then we do that style for like a few hours, and then that's actually done for the day, sort of thing. So it's actually like the hours obviously is reduced, but we're in an extra day now, if that makes sense. So yeah, the online timetable is slightly different, but it's all the same classes that we would be getting, but online. Like, we all would rather be dancing like in a studio, but like I think like I'm very grateful that we have it, because if it wasn't for Zoom then I wouldn't be training, do you know what I mean? So I don't know what I'd do without Zoom, to be honest, even though she is a bit of a nightmare sometimes, but we deal with it because we dancing in our wee tiny spaces is a good time, honestly. Like sometimes I do classes in this wee room. There are some days you're just dancing in your wee room or like in your living room or your kitchen, and you're like, oh, do you know what, like, we'll just get through this, because like this will be such an interesting story to tell like in years to come. Like, I used to do my dance classes like in my living room or in my bedroom. Like, that's crazy, mad, like mad. So I think it's definitely good, and it definitely has its positives, it has its negatives with it, so does everything, but positives outweigh the negatives, I think, for me, because again, we're still dancing, still training, and yeah, we get to like work with like people we would never get to like work with. Like, we get to work with choreographers and stuff, and like not just for like college, but I mean like just the opportunities that dancers have like in general, like Instagram live classes and stuff like from choreographers that like we wouldn't in a normal average week we would never ever get to work with, because like they live in different like countries or too far away, etc etc. I think it's definitely brought the dance like community like closer and knit together, which is a good thing. So yeah, that's my view on it, but again, it is frustrating, like when you kick your dog, or not on purpose, like when you're dancing and you're like Fudge has been in my way one too many times. Last night I think it was, I was in a class and she actually like grabbed her bed from upstairs, she brought it downstairs with her, and she put it, I'm not even kidding, right beside me, and I'm like, why would you do that when I'm dancing here? No dogs were harmed in the making of any Zoom classes last night. But yeah, see, going back into the first script, like the first thing I was talking about, like the ick. Yeah, so Stuart, if you're watching this, basically I'm just saying you're perfect because I don't get the ick. Nothing you do gets for the ick. Guys, Stuart doesn't as I said, like there's nothing, like Stuart can do anything in it, I wouldn't even bat an eyelid. Like there's not one thing he does that I'm like, do you know what I mean? Which I think is just so funny. Like, I hope he's the same about me. There's probably things that I do that really annoy him, to be fair. Stuart doesn't like when I twirl my hair. You see it on FaceTime and like he sees me twirling my hair, he's like, stop that. So that's the thing. There we go. That's one thing that Stuart will get the ick over, is me twirling my hair. He doesn't like that. Do you know what it is? I think, see, for me, see when I twirl my hair, like I do it sometimes, it's really bad, especially when I'm like really tired, and I do it and like you actually hear my hair snap. I twirl it that much. I can't even show you because it'll get a wee tiny bit. Right, so I'll do this and I'll like twirl it like that. Oh my god, look at a wee bit of hair. And I twirl it and it'll like literally snap off. So that's great. So that's one thing I know that will give Stuart the ick about me. But yeah. So this is something that I actually forgot about, but it's at top. Like your favourite qualities in a person / your boyfriend. So, I get all like, so I would definitely say, like, see, like Stuart is just like a wee. I would say this, like I want to like wrap Stuart up and bubble wrap and just protect him from the world, because he's just so like. Now you look at someone, they're just like, that is Stuart. He's just so like so nice. Like I've never met anyone like honestly just as like genuinely kind as him. Like he's just such a lovely person. Like I have no other words to describe him. He's just so nice. Like I'm honestly like very very lucky. I will say that. It's just that's like whenever I speak about him, I'm just like I just want to wrap him up. I just protect him from everything at all costs. Like, do you know what I mean? He's just a wee soul. A wee soul, so he is. He'll be like watching this like Sophie, stop talking. You're embarrassing me. But yeah. And it can make me laugh. Like I love that. Like Stuart can do anything and I'm howling. Like it knows how to like make me laugh. I think it's really funny. I'm not like I feel bad for him because I'm like not. But I feel like when people say they are funny, it makes them less funny. Do you know what I mean? I feel like I more say funny things, but I'm not like a funny person. Do you know what I mean? I think I come out with things that just they never make sense. I think that's just why they're funny. But that Stuart like really makes me laugh. Like now when you're laughing and your like tummy hurts, like Stuart makes me laugh like that, which I love. That's one of my favourite things. So I'm really really chilly. My tea's cold now. But yeah, he can make me laugh, and he's so just such a like all round just a good human being. And like what more can you actually ask? Like he's just a good person. Like I never ever thought like when we started like texting, I never ever thought like I thought from the beginning like oh it's too good to be true, like I'll never like it won't be anything, and then see when we started like properly talking and like I started like and then I met him and whatever, I just knew. I was like oh wow, like yeah. I'm getting all embarrassed. But see like, what I've just said about like Stuart, like that is my favourite trait in a person as well. Like see someone who's just a like all round like a good person. Like you honestly you can't listen to me, you can't ask any more than that. Like that is just the ideal scenario. But yeah, just a good person, someone who's nice, is kind and caring, and that's so cliche but honestly true. Okay, right, so the last thing I'm going to be discussing is something I've actually kind of wanted to speak about for like not for a while, but like something I wanted to definitely speak about on this channel, and I wasn't sure. I was kind of humming and hawing like did I do like a separate video on it, but I wanted it to like not to be quite like speak about it quite casually, like again in this sort of scenario, like just sitting with a cup of tea, like do you know what I mean? Because I'm just warning, this is quite a sensitive topic for some people, so like I don't want to obviously upset anyone, so if you're maybe sensitive towards the topic of like grief or losing someone, then obviously like I totally understand if you don't want to watch this part, that's totally fine. But this is something I definitely wanted to speak about because, and I'm going to be quite nervous now when I post it because like I've never really spoke about it properly like on anything apart from like my close family or whatever, but again it's still not really something that I really speak about like a lot. But so I think this would definitely be very helpful, and I know if I'm speaking about this and it helps one person, like that's my good deed for the day done. Do you know what I mean? So I wanted to kind of touch on like the subject of like grieving the loss of someone, which is like something I can speak quite comfortably, quite open about. I've like something I've came to terms with, which I want to use like as a kind of platform almost to kind of like help other people, because like again I know there's plenty of people who are been in a similar position to me or like have experienced something like this, so I would definitely like to use that as an opportunity to help other people, or just for people to feel like a bit more at ease. Like I'm not really too sure where I'm going with this, but you get what I mean. So basically I wanted to kind of touch on like the coping mechanisms of like grieving the loss of someone. And this is, I think, what needs to be made very, very clear. Everybody copes very differently. There's not a certain way to feel. If you're not feeling like the way you think you should feel, that's totally fine. Like when I was younger, so when I was 10 I lost my mum. My mum passed away and I was 10, I was quite young. I didn't really know, I hadn't really lost anyone prior to that, which I think is what made it harder obviously, because like that was the first kind of person I'd lost and it was such a big person in my life, like that's my mum, so like it, I think my head was just like, whoa, like what's just happened? Like my life had like just changed. Does that make sense? Which for a 10-year-old is overwhelming. It's like, whoa, like what's going on? Like in my wee head, the only way I thought I could like cope with it was let's just find distractions and let's just keep going, like getting on with life as normal. Which again, that worked for me at the time. So I think maybe like a few days after I was like, okay, like time to go back to school. And I think my family were like, alright, like if that's what you want to do, like that's fine. I went back to school, I went back to all my like activities and all that, because I thought, right, like I need to just get on with it. Because see, to be honest, at the time I thought I'm not going to get any better just by sitting and like being upset about it. Now, this is where I went wrong. But again, at the time I thought that was the best thing for me. Like I was just doing my own thing, and I did think at the time it probably did, because I was just so young. I was confused. I was like, my head was honestly all over the place. It was doing cartwheels. Like this like, helped me cope for a period of time. But in my case, like I got to around the age of like maybe 15, 16, and it kind of hits you again, because I was older, I was more mature. I kind of like think, because like for so many years I just brushed off, and like I was like, no, like it's fine, like I'll just keep carrying on as normal. Like I thought that was the way just to go about it, and it made like coping a lot difficult as I got older and I got more mature, and like started like going through like just becoming an adult, like do you know what I mean, and like going through like all like the things that you usually would do, like with your mum being there. And like when I got older I was like, oh, like this is real, like it kind of sunk in a little bit in a way, which was difficult, because like for so many years I thought, no, it's fine, like I'll just keep going. Sorry, I feel like I'm wording everything really like strangely, and like my words are getting mumbled, but like, this is just something I've never really spoke about, and I wanted it to be as authentic as possible. I don't want to sit with a script and like prepare what I'm going to say. I want it to be like really real, because like this does happen. Do you know what I mean? Like whether it's like a loved one, if it's a friend, like a pet, like literally anything, like we all go through it. So like I want it to be something like that no one shouldn't be like ashamed, or it shouldn't be like I want it to be like really like a comfortable situation, like for people to like openly speak about it, because like like it's obviously, this is part of life in a way, but like it's like also like a really like you always feel like it's so unfair, like because like you're like, oh, why does this happen to me? This is definitely like a form of therapy for me, like just speaking, because I feel like I'm speaking to someone, even though I'm just speaking to like to my phone. But like if I feel like I'm like talking to someone about it, which is like, it's like I feel like it's quite good for me in a sense, because like I'm not, I feel like for years I wasn't very open. So I want to just like make it clear, there's different people cope with things in very different ways. As I said, when I was younger I tried to find distractions and like just kind of get back into everyday life as normal as I could. Now I've been so lucky that like when my mum left I had so many other mother figures in my life to kind of like keep my life as normal as possible. And like I still felt like, although my mum wasn't here, that I had like so many other people who had a very motherly instinct towards me. So like my gran and my auntie, like oh my, I got like 3 grans, my auntie, like just everybody, honestly everyone in my life, like all like took me in sort of like in a way. So I'm very blessed in that sense. So when my mum passed, like I lived with my gran for a few years, and again like I felt at home, like always, like although like I didn't live at my home anymore, like my new like sort of like lifestyle, like I adapted quite quickly, because like I was just surrounded by people who I knew like loved me like so much, which again like such a blessing. And I like as I got older I moved in with my auntie, who you hear me speak about all the time, and her 2 daughters who are actually my cousins. So fun fact, you hear me talk about my sisters, they're actually my cousins, but I've just been like brought up together, and like they're my sisters, like in my eyes. Like I don't see them like as my cousins, like they're my sisters. Like we annoy each other, we fight like sisters, like we love, we hug, we cry like sisters. Like so in my eyes, like they're my sisters, and I don't see them as anything different. And I don't know what I'd do without Jessica and Elsie. Like I don't know what I'd do without them. But yeah, but I'm just so lucky that I had like the people that I had, and I've had the best upbringing. Like although like my childhood, like I had to grow up very very quickly. Like I had like such good people. Although like I had to grow up quite quickly, I had like such amazing people around me that like growing up wasn't even such a scary thing, because I had like such amazing people like with me. And yeah, like my life like I've never felt like any different. Like my family's always like made me feel like really included and whatever, even though like I did go through like quite a lot when I was quite young, which is totally fine, because if it wasn't really, like it's made me like the person I am today. And that if you need to go through like stages like that in your life before like you can, and sometimes it's totally fine like to go through, like if you've went through something like that at a young age, or if you went through something like that at 16 or 20 or 30, like it all affects you the same, like no matter what age you're. Like something I've also learned is to let myself, if I feel one day I woke up and like I'm like grieving or I'm feeling upset, like that's okay. And like for years I thought the only day I was allowed to be upset was like on like any occasion, like Christmas or like our birthday or anniversary, whatever. Those were the days I thought, okay, like if I'm feeling upset, that's okay, it's acceptable because it's on a day where it makes sense. But that's like not the case at all. Like if you wake up one random Monday morning in March and think, oh, like I'm feeling a bit like rubbish today, like cause of that, like that's totally fine, and that's something I've had to come to terms with, which was hard for me, because whenever I was upset I always felt very confused, like thinking like, oh, like but why am I feeling like that? Like I have no right to feel like that. Like I've got an amazing family, like lots of people that care for me, but that's not the point. Like sometimes you just need to accept like upsetting things like that have happened to me, and I'm allowed to feel upset about that. Like that, like do you know what I mean? It's a totally normal human, like it's fine. And it might only have been this year that I really realised that, like, oh, like that's allowed. If anyone has been through something similar or like needs any sort of advice, like please like I'm just here kind of sharing my experience, because like again, if this helps one person then I'll be happy with that. Like I don't want this to be like, well, I don't know how to explain it. Like this is more like of a, not educational, but like more of a softer side to me, because you like obviously I've only just started this, but this is a big part of my life, like, and it's made me the person that I am today, and like my mum's made me the person that I am today. Like I'm like so like in many ways I'm so, if you knew my mum you'll know I'm like so like her. I look exactly like her, and she's taught me like really amazing things that in my life, even when I was really young, that I wouldn't be the person I am today if it wasn't for all that. So yeah, like I owe so much to her. So I think it's important that people know the backstory and whatever, and to show a more vulnerable side like of me, because you're used to me sitting on the floor or on my bed talking rubbish, touching my hair, saying the word lovely over and over again for 10 minutes, which I'm blessed that you all enjoy watching, because honestly I'm cringing when I look back at all the videos already, but that's fine. But yeah, so lessons from this wee chat, like coping mechanisms, everyone copes differently. Some people, it takes them years to come to terms with the loss of someone. That's fine. Takes some people months. That's fine. There's no time limit on when you should feel okay, or when you should have came to terms, or when you'll accepted it. Like every single person's different. As I said, if there's one thing I would have done differently, I definitely would have I would have took more time for myself when I was younger. But again, I was just so young, and my family were just, I know, and they wanted me just to do what I felt was best for me. I think like it helped. Again, it did help, but it also was more of a distraction. And again, for some people a distraction is brilliant, but for me, I just kept myself distracted from it for years, and then it didn't hit me properly until I got older, which yeah. But again, and I'm not here to tell anyone how they should feel if they've lost someone, if they're grieving over someone. That's not what this is about. This is just to share my sort of experience with it, and to let you know that this is a completely normal thing to speak about. And I don't want it to be something that if you've went through it, if you're going through it, that you shy away from, because you're worried in case people are like, oh, do you know what I mean? I want to normalise this as something that we're all comfortable speaking about. There's a dog barking outside. Now, like, I am now at a stage in my life where like I feel like comfortable speaking about it, and I feel I could help someone else if they were struggling with something similar. That's made me feel more at ease with it, knowing I could like help other people, even if it's just someone in my family who's went through the same thing or went through it with me. Like, I want to be able to help, and just sometimes just talking. See, even if you don't do YouTube, like get your phone out, get a camera, sit on your floor as I enjoy doing, get a cup of tea and just get it all out. Because I know I'm going to edit this and this will all be a bit mumble jumble. I get that. It might not make a lot of sense, but that's totally fine, because it might just feel like you've got someone there with you just to sit and chat, especially if you have been through this, or even if you've not been through it. A bit of therapy just to sit and listen to someone who's been through it. Again, it might be helpful, might not be helpful, but I just, as I said, if this reaches at least one person and they feel like at ease, or they feel a sense of comfort when watching this, then I'll be happy with that. And even if it doesn't, I'll still be happy with it, because I've sat down here and spoke about it openly, which is something I've struggled with, and I'm 18 now. It's something I've struggled with for years, so yeah. And I wanted to show a more vulnerable side of Soph, because no one really gets to see that. So here we are, speaking about it. Want people to know that it's okay to wake up and feel rubbish and not really have an answer. That's fine. And it's okay to feel the effects of losing a loved one on a random day. That's fine. And if you just take what you need for you. A lot of time when I was younger, I didn't want to be upset as well, because I thought like I don't want my family seeing me upset, like, because they're all going through the same thing, and I didn't like, because although I lost my mum, my auntie lost her sister, my gran lost her daughter, like, do you know what I mean? So in a way I felt like I don't want to make them more upset. If they knew I was feeling that way, they would have been like, no, like, that's fine. But in my wee head I thought like, oh, like, I don't want to add that on to them, because they were grieving just as much as I was. That's something I've definitely learned now, that everyone was going through it together. So yeah, but I'm gonna go now before I get upset and start crying, because we don't want that. But yeah, I just want to say thanks for if you're still listening. I'm sorry this was a bit mumble jumble. You always, no matter like what you're going through or whatever, like, you'll always have people or someone, a support group in your life that you'll be able to turn to, even if you don't feel like it at the time. I promise you there is. Okay? And I'm speaking from experience. So, and if anyone needs a wee chat or event, I always say I'm here. And if it is about something like this, please don't feel uncomfortable or worried or scared. I've just vented to YouTube for 25 minutes about it. So yeah, that's all I have to say. But yeah, thanks so much for listening. I know this was probably a bit different content for me. Shout out to my amazing family on the YouTube. They deserve it. And my auntie will slag me for being really soppy. I know she will. But yeah. I've had an amazing upbringing, an amazing family, and I'm very super duper grateful. Shout out to all my amazing aunties and uncles and grands and papas and everybody, dads and everyone. Love you all and hope you have an amazing week.